My job is not to change the way people think, but to influence the way they think, to force them to reconsider their most fundamental values. I don't want to win them to my side. And I told that to my children growing up. Don't believe something because I said so. Investigate. And I tell my the one son with whom I am in contact, I tell him that now regularly because he's in the process of forming opinions.
Yeah.
Sorry, I put you to sleep. See, I'm the wrong person to ask a question because I just go on and on.
No, it's great. I'm not at all asleep. I just happen to think before I ask questions. That's why the pause.
Sure.
What was the happiest time of your life?
I may change my mind tomorrow or in 5 years, but I would say today.
Why?
I am married to a woman of depth and immense quality who has shown me the type of moral, ethical, professional, social, marital clarity that I have been meandering toward all of my life and did not find until I found her, generally speaking. Now, that comes with a caveat that goes back to 1990, the holidays of 1990 when I came to PJC to stay. I could have, I've thought a number of times, I could have walked straight down Rose Avenue into the water. I was so low after my divorce. My divorce, I believe, was the day before Yom Kippur in 1990. And there are so many people to whom I owe my sanity and clarity, and all of them are in Venice. I would start with Michael Medved.
Yeah.
The Fritkises, the Cars, Alan, I've been away too many years because I've been away a decade. The Simons, the Lipmans, the Danzigers, Gary. His last name I can't remember now. Mr. Khan. Just go down the membership roster in 1990, and I have an irredeemable debt to all of them.
What were the joys and joys of covering Jewish Los Angeles?
Well, the most fascinating part to me was gaining the confidence of both sides of the aisle. The left and religious left and secular left knew that I was Orthodox, but they trusted me to tell the story. Rarely today in my readings, I mean, the journal today is a joke, and in many ways it may have been then, but I did 2 terms there, neither of which was particularly fulfilling. My happiest days were with Herb Brin, Brin, at Heritage, which folded shortly after 9/11, because I was rather a free agent and covered everything, or tried to cover everything Jewish in Los Angeles, and fairly. Eula was covered the same way that the gay synagogue was covered, that Wilshire Boulevard was covered. I didn't agree one syllable with Harvey somebody, who was the rabbi at Wilshire Boulevard in those days, but no one could find fault with pieces that I wrote about him or the synagogue, and that's my proudest and happiest, most fulfilling accomplishment. Aside from the fact that my wife remembers, we met blindly through Steve Jacobs, and I started to describe myself, and she said, "I know what you look like," because I guess my picture had appeared with some of my commentaries weekly in Heritage, and she remembered me from that.
And the biggest oys?
Did you say the biggest oi or the biggest stories?
Oi. The biggest
Okay.
woes, the biggest frustrations.
Probably working for the Jewish Journal, because it was wheel spinning and an utter lack of responsibility and mature service to the community. The newspaper went off the rails shortly after it opened, and it has regarded the religious community as folly and the foe, the implacable foe, ever since. Leadership never has been strong. Yiddishkeit has been incidental to all the leaders I have known. And I think it's been a 25-year disappointment for the community. It's there are very few quality Jewish newspapers in the country, and the Jewish Journal is not in the top 100, if there even are 100.
Why? I mean, aside from being anti-religious.
Guided mission. The first editor was Hollywood Gaga, and he decided that Jewish Hollywood would be his principal vehicle. And then when he, I guess, was fired, wasn't called that, but it sure smelled like it. And he was succeeded by Rob Eshman. I have written several times what a Shonda Eshman is for the community,